Welcome everyone, Kung Fu here, and we have the last phase of the qualifiers for Masters left in Gwent, playing tournament that is happening this and next weekend. So let's look at the meta, what people decided to bring. It's been only a couple of weeks since the patch release, so we haven't seen any meta reports yet. Let's see what players competing for the top spots in Gwent decided to bring for the tournament. I'm gonna talk about the tournament as well a bit, but today's video will be in two languages, so sometimes I will be commenting in Russian as well, so let me do the intro. Всем привет! Смотрим последняя фаза турнирного гвинта до того, как будет происходить Мастерс. 12 человек будут отбираться. Посмотрим мета-деки. Всем привет. So let's move to the most important part, of course, right? The most important part is how do you support the channel. You subscribe to the channel, click likes, comment, and also recently the memberships were unlocked for me, so you can join the community and show a little bit of support if you enjoy the videos. So that's the most important part. Now moving on to the tournament Gwent. Wait, that's not the way we should go. This is it. Всем, кто смотрит, наслаждается, подписывайтесь. Буду стараться добавлять русские комментарии иногда в видосах, так что не будет эксклюзивно на английском. So, the tournament. We have 12 players. Well, the players are here. We have Trusky, Mystical, Spelling Bee, Puzzle Express, Danirai, Kazuzu, Poisound, Thief, Kams, Lerio, Bart, and Paya competing. 12 players competing for 5 spots because we have Gandalf, Kerpeten, and Magpie already on Masters. And the way it's gonna be played is 2 groups of 6 players playing what it's called round robin, right? Each one plays other player once. You can see the bracket here with the times. Gonna be played on October 15th and 16th. So yeah, if you want to follow, just go to Twitch during those times. You'll find the cast. The after group is done, winners are qualifying, and players from second to fourth position are playing some sort of bracket. About it later. But the most important part is, of course, the decks here, right? So let's see what people have been bringing. First, let's look at the overall structure of lineups and then talk about the decks separately. 15-16 октября будет групповой турнир. Победители групп выходят напрямую, остальные игроки играют между собой. В сеточке небольшой на вылет. И 5 из 12 пройдут на Мастерс. Давайте смотреть деки. So, Trusky decided to bring Scoia'tael, Skellige, Syndicate, Imprisonment. And if we move further, we see that Syndicate, Nilfgaard, Syndicate, Nilfgaard are present in majority of lineups. We see that Poisound is the one ignoring SY. Nilfgaard is still present. We see different... okay, Lerio is also bringing no Syndicate, but I think they were prepping together. So Nilfgaard Syndicate is the most popular, prevalent factions. Monsters... Skellige, Scoia'tael are far less popular. We see that Kams and Paya basically brought the same lineup, unless someone messed up uploading the decks. They even have the same links. So I'll link this to the video description or in comments so that you can follow it. Видим, что Синдикат и Нильфы почти везде. Renfri, Нильфы. Синдикат только 4 дня играбелен, так что там больше вариативности дек. Остальные фракции представлены все, но в меньшем количестве. And moving to the decks now. We're gonna start from the White Frost, because, well, this patch was about White Frost only. Let's see what is there. Of course, Devotion, the Tirnalia Dwimviandre combo has been hotfixed already. You cannot do that. So, Devotion Frost being played at the official tournament. You love to see it. Did the deck get overbuffed? Nah, it's still beatable. It has a fair chance in some nice matchups, but it's not killing everything on ladder like Nilfgaard Renfri decks were recently. So what important parts to talk about? I just deleted a card from the deck though. So Scoia'tael Golden Child was one of the cards that was introduced to the deck recently, and this is you can consider it a finisher for Wild Hunt. It just needs 5 turns of Frost sticking on opponent's side of the board to become a finisher that gives you like 20 plus points. It is a card that grows well, for 5 turns, and then if there is no frost and you continue playing, it starts losing its value. So you need to time your weather effects properly, and if you are out of weather effects by round 2, in round 3 Scoia'tael starts bleeding its value, and you are forced to play it early, giving opponent maybe a toe punish. What else to mention here? We got Tirnalia Location that can be played for carryover, so a new tool for monsters to get more weather in the next round. Not only Echo Special Arcade, but others as well. So this is the deck. You might have seen it in guides, you might have seen it on ladder. Kerpeton almost got 2600 with it. The only changes that players do with this deck is usually at the bottom half, like replacing, adding Purify, or playing double Wild Hunt Warrior, because you can counter 4-point engines with it, stopping opponent fighting for a round. Whether Ancient Foglets are not Wild Hunt units, just a point slam for the weather effects that you play. And another important piece is Imblirit's Wrath, a toll punish, now working with like Frost. If there is a Frost on the row, you just destroy. And well, your leader, your specials playing Frost for multiple turns, you're not losing that value since we don't have weather clear anymore. So this is Wild Hunt, first deck that people considered bringing. Alternative from TLG, we see Paya and Cams bringing Overwhelming Hunger. Deathwish Bronzes aplenty. Breach Troll, Foglets, Siren, and Succubi. They have Brewer's Ritual, they have Urn of Shadows, and Arachas Queen. So a lot of thinning of bronzes might be done in round 1, and then in round 3 you have Haunt, Deathbluff, Succubi to rely on, because well, you are aiming at thinning those. If you are especially like forced to fight for round 1, you are inclined to get the Brewers, to use Abaya on it, to use one of the consumes to consume the Brewers, thinning most of the bronzes. The Toads are still great at 5 provision. A carryover consume is what Deathwish has been lacking. So you might have seen this deck a couple of seasons ago already played, but Paya decided to bring it again. So this is monsters. Moving on, we're gonna go to Scoia. Before that, let me summarize. Из монстров то из чудищ только Мороз принесли и Жор. Жор принесли только ТЛГ, Пая и Керпитен. Мороз, я не помню, кто взял, но люди поверили. У Мороза появился финишер, у Мороза появился лучше Toll Removal, убирать юниты с помощью гнева Имлерита стало легче, потому что он синергирует с Морозом. Жор просто жадная колода, и мы видим Ирден в колоде. So Scoia'tael next. Scoia'tael wasn't really very popular. We see elves. Elves from Mystical. Elves playing all the cards they've been playing for the last year or so. Not much to say. Very good deck. Very good deck if you draw your cards, to be more precise. You need your elves, you need your scenario. You need to not break your Seamless Vanadine combo. You have Saber to like proc your scenario if you're going for that round 1. Might Overswarm otherwise. Curse of Corruption to counter Soph in the meta. Skellige card and Meta Ghost Stall with Nilfgaard boost guard version. So not a bad card to have. Эльфы от Мистикала. Эльфов вы видели уже много раз. Эльфы со сценарием и с компанией и Изингримом. Одна и та же карта практически. С того момента, как эльфы стали бандитами. Сценарий. Синяя монета. Помогает избежать жары в сценарий сразу же. Дек увидели много раз, много о ней говорить не стоит. Moving on, we have Guerrilla Tactics with Saskia and Curse Scroll, another blue coin deck, because you want your Saskia thinning the bronzes in round 1, and then you rely on Harmony with water. Sorry, Harmony with Waters and Mysteries of Locthane. The Lake Guardian playing as carryover in your deck, a poison package, and well, all those Harmony units you've been seeing played for the last 2 seasons. Less popular this season, but for the competitive Gwent, for controlled coin, why not? Still a lot of points. Weapon of choice for this build is Igni. Let's see the other one. And we see it's a similar deck. Some bronzes are changed, like Half Elf Hunter is here. But instead, Irden is being played in this version. So if you haven't been checking the meta recently, the meta has been popular with purple Igni and orange Irden. Is it good? Is it bad sign for the game development? I don't know. I'm kinda, annoyed by this card. But what can you do? Так что гармошка играбельная с сценарием от синей монеты со свитком. Саския находится при помощи свитка, выкручивает вам всю бронзу, помогает найти сценарий, помогает найти воды Брекелона. Геральт, Игни или Ирден в каждой деке практически на турнире, если не говорим про Devotion. Нравится или нет? Хороший вопрос. Мне не особо. Moving on, we have Scoia and Monsters Covered. Now NR. This wasn't very popular. TLG decided to go for the Knights. Paya and Camps are bringing Knights. The Knights from like seasons ago, after the Royal Inspiration rework and Damsel in Distress introduction. A lot of points, a lot of potential carryover with Vandegrift, with the statuses. Insane engine combo of Immortals and Damned Sorceresses. If you play non-reverse, I even tried this to put this in reverse, but yeah, that deck just is streamlined. But yeah, this is a blast from like 2 seasons ago. We've seen Paya and Read Rain play Knights in qualifiers a month ago, so deck wasn't really nerfed. It might be not having as many points, but it's a different deck to the reverse, so you cannot really compare that. ТЛГ опять приносит не то, что приносят другие. Принесли рыцарей с прошлого сезона со сценарием, вандегрифтом. Жадная дека. Опять же, Ирден лежит для контроля. And the other deck that was brought to the tournament, you see that I imported like 5 different versions of it, but actually 6. Mobilization. Mobilization is the leader of choice for the most players to play River Hunters. River Hunters, a melee engine now that on bonded condition damages the highest power unit. We see this build that I just opened run Syndicate Royal Guards as well. Well, you can play multiple copies of engines. Engine soldiers in this deck with reinforcement, river scouts replayed by reactivated by casting contest. Reader and creating more copies. Adalia is here. So this is an interesting build. I haven't tested it myself with Syndicate Royal Guards, but River Hunters, you probably played it yourself since the patch. So let's look at the other build of mobilization. There we have Gerhard, who provides you with teleportation or casting contest if you are waiting for one to. Dwimviandras are here because they are insane on Garrison. Garrison providing 1 buff to all copies of River Hunters and armor as well, protecting some, from some random damage. What else is here to talk about? Let's look at another version. Рубайлы принесли половина игроков, по-моему, может даже больше. Рубайлы, это, по-моему, Рубайлы Сифа, немного необычные, потому что здесь есть специальные карты, которые убивают разведчиков Нильфгарда. Богольд, все гарнизоны. Маши Трафл, забыл как называется, ну да. Все для того, чтобы создавать больше копий солдат. Солдаты размножаются сами по себе. Много дамаги у этой деки, если не контролировать передний ряд и Рубайл. В принципе, колода не дает движкам соперника расставиться, если у тех нет контроля. Так что посмотрим, как сыграют жадные деки с Жором против такого. Довольно-таки интересно. Не уверен, кто кого переспамит поинтами. Another version of mobilization has Necromancy here. We see Boholt, Adalia, Glorious Hunt, I guess, is here for the Sova, but no Heatwave in this build. So this is mobilization, and the Shield Vault version from Puzzle Express is basically the same. It has Rivers, it has Redanian Knights, River Scouts, it has Idaran, but there is a Defender, there is Radovid, and Arcane Tome for tutoring the Echoes, Dwimviandras to restarting the Mashi and Garrison. So why the Shield Wall instead? Well, helps to protect Idaran, helps to shield your River Hunters. Sometimes you want that one copy to survive or River Scout, because you need a target for your casting contest, for your reinforcements, and if you played a lot of copies in round 1 and 2, maybe in round 3, you are scared that opponent can shut down your strategy by hard removing your single soldiers, because those rivers and scouts and well, yeah, in this case those two targets are really easy to remove one copy of. Moving on to another faction, Skellige. Skellige is brought in 2 variations. It's either Reckless Flurry or Ursine. Ursine self-damage. Let me just refresh the pictures. So Golden Nekker version with Sigvald Knut, and a newest addition is Olgierd Immortal, to prevent river hunters from pinging. It blocks all the damage, so the only way is to either lock it or hit it for the rivers, otherwise all their damage is wasted. And yeah, this is the freshest addition to the tech card choices. It also tanks Frost, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Самурон, Skellige, с Sigvaldом и Кнутом играется Olgierd, потому что он забирает все удары от Рубайл и от Мороза в себя, не меняя свою силу. Интересная сборка с Золотым Накером, но есть и другая сборка. Есть старая сборка с Мелюзиной, с Фукусией. Так что если в ладере только Рубайлы против вас, можете ее взять. So this is the version with Melusine Fuku, not the Golden Nekker version, allows itself to play Oniro, Fuku for like replaying Sigvald Knut, but we've seen Golden Nekker having some success in the past seasons, so it should be fine. What else is there to say? There is a Svolblood Cultist, which is not the most common card, but you can put it between like Sigvald, Armored Drakkar, Turshak Veteran, so should be fine. Not that many graveyard hate cards, so Melusine should be fine as well. This is Skellige self-damage, but Reckless Flurry with Golden Nekker has been brought as well, so the deck that aims to play Magic Compass for an expensive card, usually Fukusha. Discard package, Great Swords with Megascope. Here, let's see another build of it. Not a Golden Nekker one, and actually this is important. We've seen no Renfri decks, right? Yet. But we see that Golden Nekker is present. We've seen some scenarios for elves and knights, and now we see Shupe. Shupe also got buffed recently with Radeyah, so those cards are present. People are trying out this instead of, say, Golden Nekker. So Sove is the newest addition to Skellige, an immune unit that can be buffed to like 30 points, that can also absorb the Iron Die damage. So if you are surprised to see COC in some of the decks, this is one of the reasons why it's there, because yeah, otherwise you are not reaching Sove unless you're playing Igni. So an interesting card that is immune, has Zeal, that allows you to summon beast to opponent's side of the board and kill it with Iron Dite is the idea, so that you have like 30-35 points over on your side of the board, and opponent cannot reach it with anything but non-direct damage or removal. Discard package once again, because you want to tin for your compass. And you can replace over 2 times. Видим много ножичков, все играют с совы. Прошлая дека была с шупом, потому что шупа забафали. Это обычная. Цели для совы медведи и сирены присутствуют. Сова имеет приказ, так что очень многие почему-то до сих пор нажимают приказ совы не на ходу, когда они могут убить зверя. Терпение, только терпение. Совы можно спрятать под иммуном, и неуязвимость защитит ваши 30 поинтов, только если у оппонента нет игни. Нормальная дека для ладеров. Какая сборка с шупом, без шупа, я уж не знаю, будет. Обычно в ладере играется без шупа. So the last version we see that Morkvark is here. There is no Fuku, but Compass and Sova is basically present in every deck. So this is Skellige, not a big deck variety. And the last two factions that we talk about is Syndicate and Nilfgaard. Let's start with Nilfgaard. Tusonto's Hospitality is the most recent leader. It's the deck that buffs opponent's side of the board and then tries to like play Toll Punish, play Ivor. Bouclair is also a location that resets power of a unit, so you can buff it and then either do the point swap, or you can do it in different rounds. Rainfall finally changed from being useless to being less useless now. If you remember Leto Regis combo from Beta Gwent, this is something resembling it, but works in one card basically. Сив принес Boostguard, Nilfgaard, который бустится юниты оппонента. Разведчики, солдаты в каждой нильфгардской деке. То, что играется по дорогим картам, может меняться. В гостеприимстве играются все новые карты. Мильтон, Палмерин, Гийом. И потом ресеты стола оппонента с Иртоном или при помощи Ивора. So this is the Toussaint. Then we have actual Shupe and Slave 5 with a bunch of tactics with Radeyah, Shupe present, and then some of the cards that boost opponent's side of the board, like Buhurt is here, we see Milton is here, Guillaume is here, and then you swap the power using Ivor. But yeah, sadly for Shupe it cannot play double spotter, double slave driver, so singular copies of those. Still, soldiers are present in each and every deck. We're gonna check TLG's Imperial formation, and you see those present. Only one slave driver though, but double crossbowman cavalry. Interesting decision from Camps and Paya to bring like full soldiers formation instead. You value armor a lot because rivers are pinging into the spotter for like 3 turns is a very positive development. But yeah, we start seeing Renfri decks. This is important. Renfri is also present, so all those deck building components of Shupe, Golden Nekker, and now Renfri are present, and then we see scenarios. So quite a volatile meta at the moment. We only have been like 2 weeks into the seasons, not even, and Syndicate was broken for most of it. Now it is fixed. So this is the uncommon leaders, but imprisonment, you see, I tried to import as many decks as possible. Деки посмотрели, которые играют странных лидеров, и у большинства все-таки клетка. Клетка с солдатами и Renfri. Ничего удивительного, я буду пролистывать их быстро, потому что говорить здесь много не стоит. Разведчики все еще здесь. Но лидер поменялся, да, потому что этого лидера легче отдать и сыграть Renfri. А Renfri с 3 это много поинтов. So yeah, imprisonment leader is easier to use in your round 1 and replay Renfri. We see that soldier package is in every one of them, but then it's question if people are playing like boost guard components, if they play more soldiers, if they're running like we've seen Trahern for the discard meal purposes. How many soldiers are put into the deck is another question, like tortoises there, Nilfgaard knights, but yeah, 3 meteor shower with the Renfri gang and other big body soldiers is in most of the decks. We also see Irdens and Ignis interchangeably. Most of the decks are running them, unless you are relying on Bouclair and Ivar. So let's check the last version. We actually see Lydia here instead. I wonder what is the special. Like, sure, you can go for the simulate create version, but is there something you'd want to steal? I guess Red Riders is one card that might interest you. Allows you to get like 8 points from it, and replaying a 6 provision bronze is nicer than grabbing a 4 provision bronze special. This version also runs Illusionists. Illusionists on River Scouts allow them to like reproduce, because you can target Illusionist with it. So yeah, this is the Nilfgaard, and people have been finding slots for Trahern, Var, Vdrifir for Clown Fiesta value. So this is Nilfgaard. Variety of leaders, but imprisonment prevails. И теперь последний, Syndicate. Syndicate is split between line pockets and off the books. Well, looking at line pockets, we see Golden Nekker poisons. I'm not even gonna talk much about it. It's been talked about last season, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. Poisons, Golden Nekker, a single Golden Nekker with Defender, with Drill. You'll figure it out. Line pockets, other configuration is actually a devotion line pockets with Sigiruven Mastermind. Mastermind is yeah, relying on different tags being present. So you see that there are Fire Swans and Salamandra and Blind Eyes present. We see that Cyrus Hamelfart is there as well, because, well, there is a bunch of Fire Swans and Flamer. Keeper of the Flame allows you to boost the entire row, so Cyrus helps with swarming, but it's also a decent card for its provisions. We also see like an Inquisitor being there, so you can bring the Inquisitor or like the Slow Spender out of the graveyard by round 3. And yeah, the Sigi is the newest card for Syndicate. No devotion condition on it, but since you want the control of Junior, Wholesome Junior, you are playing the devotion version. But I think only one player brought line pockets. Everyone else brought well, devotion, but with off the books. We see Collusion. Collusion got a buff with Mastermind actually showing you the collusion every time. And then choice, you can combine Tunnel Drill with Collusion so that you play a drill and crime on the same turn, so you can spend immediately. Off the books provides you with coins, so whatever coins you're getting from Collusion is also like there, so you can spend as well as possible. The Syndicate has been fixed, so Little Bird is not bugged anymore. It's a decent 4 like 2 for 4 points spender most of the times, but depends how many gangs are sticking to the board. We see control with Philippa, Junior on rivers should be insane, so that's one of the reasons why you play in devotion. Anything? This is a similar deck. I wanted to find something else. You see that some people are bringing line of credit, fish tech traffickers, but the majority of the cards are the same. So this is the last one, Geralt Irden, and no Junior, as you can see. Mastermind is here. No collusion though. So this is the last version of Syndicate, non-devotion one. Non-devotion with Jacques, Miraculous Child's Tale, which is an interesting inclusion, but well, the meta is super greedy. I don't know about you, but yeah, Irden has been finding a lot of value. Whenever you play it or watch streams, it's the card that kind of controls the meta. Hopefully change will come for it. Так что Syndicate тоже играется с Ирденом. Кому нужен Devotion, как говорится. And another version with the Teen Boy. Жесть тоже кто-то положил. Жесть, правда, в броню летит у Рубайл, так что интересно. So this is the summary of the meta that pro players decided to bring. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't miss the streams during this weekend and next weekend when they have the actual playoff phase for the last 8th spot of the tournament. Or not last. We have 3, we get 2 during the this weekend, and then 3 spots still up for grabs. So hope you enjoyed it. Спасибо всем, кто смотрел. Небольшое summary с меты не ладдера, а меты турнирной. Игроки, кто соревнуется на высоком уровне, решили принести все 6 фракций, что интересно. Если понравилось, видосы на YouTube выходят довольно-таки часто, есть стримы на Твиче, так что ссылочки в описании канала найдете. Спасибо за follow, спасибо за комментарии. Everyone who watched, thank you. I'll remind you to like and subscribe and all that. Check the live streams on Twitch that have been happening. You can support the channel by interacting with videos, and also now you can sub on YouTube, would be much appreciated. And till the next time, thanks for watching, bye bye, пока-пока.